Right friends, welcome back to Learning Space. This is the 27th session of revision, and after this, as I have already told you, another 3 will be uploaded in the coming 3 days, and this is the last live lecture. This will be followed by Q&A as far as civil services preliminary is concerned. Today, that is today Tuesday, is the last live lecture as well as last Q&A session, and another 3 are left over, 3 revision, 3 Q&A. They will be uploaded during the next 3 days, and today I am going to deliberate on defense related issues. Some defense related issues like joint exercises are left over. They will be discussed in the subsequent sessions, say 28 or so, and river systems is left over. Some questions, if possible, I will include from art and culture. So this concludes the 30 session of revision classes, and this is the 27th session. So today is the last live session, please remember, and we will meet for live sessions after civil services preliminary examination for newspaper editorial discussions, because several students are asking for newspaper editorial discussions, and I will take some rest and subsequently I will start newspaper editorials discussion, and I will announce the plan of action for 2018 civil services preliminary exam as well as banking services examinations, and that will be announced next week, right. So with this I would like to start now this revision. Today if you look at this year's defense issues, INS Arihant is very important, nuclear triad is very important. What is the difference between K4, K15 and how they are significant or how they are important? Similarly, what is the difference between INS Arihant and INS Chakra, how they will be helpful? So these things we are going to deliberate, and India's nuclear policy is no first use policy. Our doctrine is no first use, we do not use, and if someone attacks us, then only we will resort to using nuclear weapons. That is first fundamental point. But here the important aspect is, in nuclear triad there are 3 things to remember. One is nuclear strike capability will be there from 3 places. One is from land, other is from air, and third one is hidden below the sea, that means the submarines. So these 3 strike capabilities is termed as nuclear triad. Some news reports say that India is the 4th country, some say India is the 6th country. So please leave that apart. So India became nuclear triad, or India established nuclear triad, and here 2 important things. As I have already told you, India no first use doctrine, that is first point. Second point is it will have second strike capability. This when the nuclear arsenal on the ground are destroyed, they can be used from the submarine. So this Arihant performs the task of this second strike capability for the country, that is very important. So India joins a select group of countries, that is nuclear triad, and here if you see, this is INS Arihant, indigenously made nuclear submarine, and as per the news reports, it is built at Shipbuilding Center, Visakhapatnam. Then Advanced Technology Vehicle Project, this is under Advanced Technology Vehicle Project, and another vehicle INS Aridhaman is also being built, which is expected in 2018. So these things do not forget. And another point is, now with this India has achieved a nuclear triad, and INS Arihant is supplemented by INS Chakra. INS Arihant is SSBN, INS Chakra is SSN. What is the difference between SSBN and SSN? We are going to deliberate, and now with this INS Arihant is capable of firing K15 ballistic missiles with a range of up to 750 kilometers, and K4 missiles within a range of 3500 kilometers. So these things we are going to deliberate, K4 and K15, and this nuclear triad means firing from land, this is Agni range of missiles, Agni-V range is more than 5000 kilometers. Some papers say that it is more than 5500. So, please do not bother about the range, because these things are kept secret by the government because of strategic reasons. Then the second one is nuclear weapons can be launched from air, that is through Mirage 2000 or Sukhoi 30 MKI, and at the same time from underwater. So, India inducted INS Arihant, indigenously made nuclear submarine. So, this what I have already told you. Let us go ahead. So, hence in a nutshell, this nuclear triad, as per some news reports, presently available with the USA, Russia and China, and probably India is the fourth country to develop nuclear triad, but there are other news reports which say that some other countries have also got this. Then what are the consequences I have given here, and the most important aspect, please do not forget, it is a strategic project indigenously developed under Advanced Technology Vessel Project. ATV means Advanced Technology Vessel Project, and the second nuclear submarine INS Arithman is expected in 2018. So, second one after INS Arihant, INS Arithman, which is expected in 2018. So, here we are going to deliberate INS Chakra. We discussed about INS Arihant and INS Chakra. INS Chakra was originally built by Russia as K-150 to Nirbhay, and it was commissioned first into Russian Navy and subsequently it was inducted into Indian Navy, 10 years lease from 2012 to 2022, and this is SSN, submersible ship nuclear, and here please differentiate between SSN and SSBN. We are talking about INS Chakra and INS Arihant, and these two forms our second strike capability, or you can say nuclear triad is completed with these nuclear powered submarines INS Chakra and INS Arihant. And you may have a pertinent doubt. So, what is the difference between nuclear powered submarines and conventional submarines? Conventional submarines, diesel electric submarines, they are required to come to the surface of sea. They are required to come to the surface of the sea quite often, maybe once in 2 days, 3 days. They cannot be hidden inside, but nuclear powered submarines can be hidden inside. There is no requirement of air for nuclear powered submarines. So, nuclear powered submarines can be inside water technically for longer periods, or you can say indefinitely technically, as long as nuclear fuel is available. So, here SSN is INS Chakra, SSBN is INS Arihant. So, what is INS Chakra? It is submersible ship nuclear. It is used to attack assailants in the nearby distances. You can say it is a general all purpose attack submarine, and it is war prone as it looks for enemy ships to destroy them. But INS Arihant is different. It is used only for strategic attacks, right. So, for shorter distances SSN, for longer distances SSBN. So, it is submersible ship ballistic missile nuclear used for launching missile attacks to far distances. We are going to deliberate on K4 and K15 a short while from now. So, K4 and K15 will be launched from INS Arihant in case of necessity, right. Then K4, in fact, this K family of missiles, these are series of submarine launched ballistic missiles. What is the difference between cruise missile and ballistic missile? Ballistic missile is just like throwing a stone into the air. You throw it at faster speeds, it will automatically fall down under gravity. So, that is nothing but ballistic missile. Cruise missile is a guided missile. It has to be guided through its path, and these are K missile series is a series of submarine launched ballistic missiles developed by India to boost its second strike capabilities. Second strike capabilities, I have already told you, second strike capability means launching the missiles from submarines, right. So, K4, K15, these are launched as a part of second strike capability, just like INS Arihant. So, INS Arihant can launch K4, K15 from below the sea, and at the same time the other submarine, that is INS Chakra, can supplement INS Arihant. So, this is all about second strike capability. So, K4 is intermediate range nuclear capable ballistic missile, and it is human significance because recently Pakistan tested this nuclear capable Babur 3 submarine launched cruise missile in the Indian Ocean. So, K4, K15, these are important missiles, and if you look at K4 range is 3500 kilometers, please understand K4 range is 3500, K15 range is 750 kilometers, and it can carry nuclear or conventional payload of more than 2000 kilograms. So, last sentence please read, the K4 missile with the new Arihant class gives the Indian Navy an undersea nuclear deterrent capability, or you can say it also gives second strike capability, right. Then K15 Sagarika, this is also belongs to K missile family and forms part of nuclear triad. So, K4, K15 Sagarika, INS Arihant, these are all part of nuclear triad, and K15 Sagarika has a range of 750 kilometers, right. Having learned this, let us look at Agni. This is Agni-V intercontinental ballistic missile. This is surface to surface missile launched from ITR Abdul Kalam Island of Odisha coast, and it is capable of more than 5500 kilometers range or so, and it can carry nuclear warhead of more than 1 ton, please do not forget, right. So, these are the ranges, and some news reports differ, please do not bother. Then Astra missile, this Astra missile, this is beyond visual range air to air missile, please understand Astra missile is air to air missile, and this was test fired from Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter against an actual pilotless aircraft of Banshee. So, air to air. So, it was launched or it was tested from Sukhoi 30 MKI against Banshee. So, please these things please do not forget, it is indigenously developed, and the test was carried out at Pokhran, and the testing yielded a near hit success for DRDO and the Indian Air Force, right. So, it is envisaged, that means Astra missile is envisaged to intercept and destroy enemy aircraft at supersonic speeds in the head on mode, right. Then Barak 8 missiles, this is in Israel Aerospace Industries signed $630 million deal with Indian state owned aerospace and defense company, that is Bharat Electronics Limited. So, Israel Aerospace Industries signed a deal with Bharat Electronics to provide India with aerial defense system Barak 8 for 4 Navy ships. It is $630 million deal, and please do not forget this Barak 8 missiles are long range surface to air missile or LRSAM, please do not forget, and it can track and shoot down incoming supersonic and subsonic missiles, fighter aircrafts, and I have already told you this is subsonic, supersonic, it all depends on the Mach number, the bifurcation is depends on the Mach number, and please do not bother at this juncture. And this Barak 8 missiles is Israel and state owned enterprise Bharat Electronics Limited, it is going to be manufactured, right. Tejas, Tejas is the light combat aircraft, and here it is a supersonic, single seat, single engine, multi-role light fighter aircraft developed by Aeronautical Development Agency in cooperation with HAL, right. So, here it is developed to replace MiG-21 aircrafts, to replace aging fleet of MiG-21 aircrafts with a domestically designed and produced light fighter jet, right. So, please do not forget about this Tejas. Then BrahMos, BrahMos is world's fastest, it is the joint venture of India and Russia, please do not forget, and it is supersonic missile in the Indian arsenal. It is world's fastest anti-ship cruise missile in operation. It can reach Mach speeds of 2.8 to 3, and here the land launched and ship launched versions are already in service, and air and submarine versions are in the testing phase. This is about BrahMos. Then Nirbhay cruise missile. Nirbhay was developed by DRDO, DRDO's laboratory aeronautic development establishment. It is a land attack cruise missile and it can carry 300 kg warhead. So, remaining things you can go through it. So, whatever the reason, there are news reports that government is abandoning this Nirbhay cruise missile. Then Pinaka, Pinaka is multi-barrel rocket launchers. So, certain things from examination perspective, please do not forget, nuclear triad is one. Second one is this Pinaka, Swathi. So, these things do not forget. Pinaka is designed and developed by two private entities, Tata and Larsen and Toubro, in association with the DRDO, and this Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launchers can be used to carry out surgical strikes even without crossing the border, and here they will supplement the existing artillery guns at ranges beyond 30 kilometers, right. So, Mark II has got range of 70 to 75 kilometers, right. So, this Pinaka, then these words please do not forget from examination perspective. Astra, Astra is air to air missile. Pinaka, just now I have told you, multi-barrel rocket launcher. Rustum is unmanned aerial vehicle. So, these things do not forget. INS Telanchang, INS Telanchang, and this fast patrol vessels of Indian Coast Guard, Arihant and Atulya, these are important from examination perspective. This INS Telanchang is a water jet fast attack craft. This is commissioned into Indian Navy, and INS Telanchang is the third ship of 4 follow-on water jet fast attack crafts built by Garden Reach Shipbuilders, Kolkata, and the first 2 ships, INS Tarmugli and Tehayu, INS Tarmugli, Tehayu, and now INS Telanchang. So, these are water jet fast attack crafts of Indian Navy, right. And we have discussed about Kalvari Khanderi. Please do not forget, please keep in mind, they are Scorpion class of submarines. Kalvari, Khanderi, Scorpion class of submarines. Telanchang, Tehayu, Tarmugli, these are water jet fast attack craft for Indian Navy. At the same time, these are fast patrol vessels, Arihant and Atulya. These are fast patrol vessels for patrolling of the Indian marine oceans, that is built by Cochin Shipyard. These are for Indian Coast Guard. So, please differentiate between this INS Telanchang and this Arihant and Atulya. Let us go ahead. This is very important. INSV Tarini, this sailing vessel, Indian Navy's first sailing vessel is Hadei, MHADEI, and now Tarini, this vehicle has got its significance because of the reason in the history of the Navy, or you can say in the history of the oceans. This is sailed by all Indian women, and first all Indian crew, women crew of Indian Navy would endeavour to circumnavigate the globe from August 2017 or so, and for that purpose this INSV Tarini will be used. So, INSV Tarini has got its significance because of this. INS Viraat, this was decommissioned on March 6, 2017, and originally this was commissioned into British Royal Navy. This is very important, and subsequently it was inducted into Indian Navy as INS Viraat in May 1987. After 30 years it was decommissioned, and INS Vikramaditya, this is a Kiev class aircraft carrier, original name was Baku, built by Russia, please understand. The previous one INS Viraat was built by British and it was purchased from British, and now INS Vikramaditya, it is a Kiev class of aircraft and named after Vikramaditya after it is brought to Indian Navy in 2013, and it was built by Russia, please do not forget. Then INS Vikrant, it was decommissioned in 1997, and a new one is being constructed with the name of INS Vikrant. Then INS Viraat, it was decommissioned in March 17, INS Vikramaditya, it is in service. Then Swathi, weapon locating radar, Indian Army received indigenously developed weapon locating radar. This is Swathi, its range is 50 kilometers. DRDO handed it over to Indian Army and it brings all artillery guns presently in service in the world under its coverage. It can detect. 4 systems were handed over. So, please do not forget this Swathi, this will be highly beneficial at India-Pakistan border. Then further details, please go through this. And another important aspect is Netra, this pertains to Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force inducted the first indigenously built airborne early warning and control system AEWCS, which is named as Netra, and these are based on this Embraer aircraft, and it is called Eye in the Sky. It can scan up to 240 degrees range, and in future there is possibility for making 360 degrees visible. So, Eye in the Sky is Netra. Indian Air Force formally inducted its indigenously built airborne early warning and control system or Netra. So, please keep in mind Netra. Then first private sector small arms manufacturing plant. First private sector small arm manufacturing plant. This is coming up in Madhya Pradesh, Punj Lloyd Group of India, and it is the joint venture Punj Lloyd Group of India and Israel Weapons Systems. They are going to produce 4 products. I have listed the details here, please go through them. Then USA installed a 3rd missile defense system in South Korea. 3rd means terminal high altitude area defense. So, as to face the threats, so as to counter the threats from North Korea, this was installed in South Korea. There was a lot of opposition, that is different story. So, 3rd missile defense system belongs to United States of America. It is being established in South Korea to face threats from North Korea. Then these things Russian origin, please do not forget MiG-29, Mi-17 helicopters, INS Vikramaditya, these are of Russian origin, and defense issues if you see amphibious, this US-2, this is of Japan, Howitzer guns USA, Poseidon 8I USA, Chinook helicopters, Apache helicopters of USA origin, then Kamo KA-226T at the same time, S-400 Triumph defense system, at the same time INS Chakra, they are of Russia origin, then Rafale fighter jets, France origin, then Kalashnikov weapons, Israel. So, here if you see the defense deals, they are under various stages. All of you are familiar with Rafale, Rafale is with France, and here with Russian firms Kamo KA-226T, then 5 numbers of S-400 Triumph advanced air defense missile system. Then INS Chakra is on lease with India till 2022. So, these with Russian firms and they are under various stages. Right side 8 Poseidon 8 Ice, 22 Apache, 15 Chinook, these are the deals with United States of America's firms. So, these things from examination perspective, please do not forget. This 145 M777 ultra light howitzers landed in 2 of them landed in India, 145 out of 145, 25 guns will be imported directly and the deal is $737 million, and here 13 lakh Indian Army has not inducted a single 155 mm artillery gun since the Bofors scandal of 1980s. Then This M777, please do not forget, these are built by BAE Systems, and in India Mahindra will manufacture, or you can say will assemble them, right. Then another thing is 4,366 crores project with Larsen and Toubro, and this 100 self-propelled Howitzers, and these are 155 mm 52 caliber tracked guns K9 Vajra T. So, please do not forget K9 Vajra T, they are going to be manufactured by L&T in association with some firm from South Korea. Then Reliance Defense and Kalashnikov company came to an agreement to manufacture Kalashnikov class of weapons in our country. Kalashnikov, please do not forget, belongs to Israel company. Then Pakistan successfully test fired first submarine launched cruise missile Babur 3. Remaining details I have given here. Then India test fired Spyder surface to air quick action missile from a test range in Odisha, and Spyder means the full details I have given here. This is an acquired missile system from Israel, right. Then DRDO successfully carried out a test of an interceptor missile. It validates the reliability of under development two-layered ballistic defense system, ballistic missile defense system, and two ranges are there. This is exo-atmospheric interceptor, then the second one is this endo-atmospheric interceptor. I have given the details, please go through them. Then with regard to budget allocation, I have given the details. 12.77% of total allocation of central government expenditure has gone to this defense, out of which revenue expenditure, capital expenditure, all these things. And one important aspect is India's defense expenditure as percentage of GDP is around 2.5%. From examination perspective, please keep it in mind. And two important deals for which payments may be required to made shortly are Rafale fighter, that is 7.87 billion euro, and 145 numbers of M777 Howitzer guns from USA firm, that is $737 million, right. These things do not forget. Then recommendations of Shekatkar committee, this was constituted to recommend measures to enhance combat capability of the Indian armed forces. Then the last one is defense procurement procedure. This is very important. This IDDM category, from examination perspective, please go through this, what is meant by IDDM category, and these are based on the recommendations given by committee headed by Dhirendra Singh, former Home Secretary. Right friends, we discussed most of the things and some things are left over. Joint military exercises, that I am going to cover in the subsequent revision classes. So, this is the last revision class live, remaining 3 will come in the next 3 days, and we will try to incorporate as much as possible. So, please do join for Q&A within few minutes. Have a nice day. Thank you.